a beautiful day out there.
Pack the gear and get to the car. We'll need some maps, we're traveling far. Some new trails or gravelry now. This is P-Town, out of town.
So welcome to this episode of P-Town Trails and Gravel. For this episode, we're heading down south for a gravel ride at Swatara State Park. For this ride, we had a crew of 5 of us, and it was completed during the fall season, so you get some foliage to look at in the background. So without further ado, here's our gravel grind down Swatara State Park.
Swatara Rail Trail. That's where we're heading.
So we started this ride from the parking lot on State Park Lane, and we made our way down towards the Swatara Rail Trail. So this is already inside Swatara State Park, which is a relatively new state park, just opened in 1987. It contains 3,520 acres and is in the Swatara Valley in between 2nd and Blue Mountains.
We got a crew of 5 today. Leah, Lisa, Murphy, Ken, and myself. "28 miles on the agenda, 2 main climbs, some pretty scenery. Crossing the bridge.
So here we are coming up to cross the Waterville Bridge. This bridge was built in 1890 originally to cross Little Pine Creek in Lycoming County. And in the 1980s, it was deemed too narrow for use, so it was dismantled, repairs were made, and it was moved here to where it crosses the Swatara Creek, mainly to help hikers that are on the Appalachian Trail. So the first time we cross the bridge, you meet this intersection of Bear Hole Trail and Old State Road, and we made a right and went on to Old State Road and exited the park. And in this clip here, we're going underneath Interstate 81. At the end of State Park Lane, we made a right onto Monroe Valley Road, followed by a quick left onto Little Mountain Road, and then ultimately another left onto Cemetery Road, which was a very nice climb, turning into dirt and going up a good hill.
Oh, what's around that turn up there, I wonder?
No winter maintenance?
Oh, what's this? Oh yeah, she's a good one. Keeps on grinding a little bit now, but the grade calms down.
And then we finally crested the top, and we're awaiting the award of the beautiful downhill on the other side.
Oh yeah. Eh? Down. Wait for the view. Wait for it.
And on the other side of that downhill was an incredible view into the vast expanse of rolling farm hills down in this area. We continued on to Warner Road and then made a right onto Stoner Road, which started wrapping us back around towards the park. So after rolling through the farm fields, we had a wonderful downhill followed by a quick climb, which got us back up towards Lickdale Road on our route back to the Swatara Rail Trail. And this spot here was a quick turn into a KOA campground parking lot, which connected to this dirt road, which connected us to the Swatara Rail Trail. And this was crossing over Monroe Valley Road again, onto the trail, paralleling Route 72. And here we're going underneath Interstate 81 again, but now on the other side of Swatara Creek.
Back across the bridge.
And here we are crossing back over Waterville Bridge again. And this is one of 3 lenticular lens bridges still in use in PA.
The infamous Bears Hall. The Bears Hall. Yeah.
So this time across the bridge, as you saw, we made a left onto Bear Hole Trail. And this is about a 5-mile trail that just meanders through the woods here on the opposite side of Swatara Creek. It's very nice. So also on this trail, I had a conversation a little while back with a friend, Jedi Mike, about a cabin being on it, up against the mountain in the woods. So on this trip, I decided to see if I could find it. And I did, and I looked it up when I got back. It's called Bordner Cabin, and it was built in 1939 by Armour Bordner and his shop class. They used materials on site there, so trees and everything right from the area there, which is why people say it blends in so well. I must have ridden by it 4 or 5 times already, and I'm sure a lot of people have. At this ride with the leaves falling down, you could see it a little clearer when you were looking for it. But the cabin, he was living there, and the state park came in and declared eminent domain, and they wanted him to leave, but he refused, and they eventually allowed him to live there until his death in 1994. At that time, they were going to tear it down, but a group of locals got together, and they repaired it, took out the windows and utilities, so anything that would need frequent repair, and it was allowed to stay, and it still remains there now.
That's pretty cool.
So back to our riding, we continued up Bear Hole Trail and eventually went to its conclusion on Slopes Valley Road.
Going left. We're gonna ride the upper end of the rail trail that's not technically the rail trail yet. So it's a little rougher. That one's, it's an actual, yeah, Bears Hole Road. No.
So before the conclusion of the rail trail, we made a left and went up Lair Lane, so we had to crawl across a creek quick. And then that took us up to Route 443, where we crossed right over it onto Trumbo Road.
Trumbo Road. Trumbo.
And this part was the upper end of our figure 8, and it was all paved roads, but man, were they nice roads. Not many cars at all, and just nice scenery along the way. So this was the start of a nice descent on Darkwood Road, which took us back to Route 443, where we crossed it and got back on the rail trail. And the last part of our ride was getting back to the car on the Swatara Rail Trail, which offers you some nice views of the Swatara Creek as you're going along. So I hope you enjoyed the fall scenes on this loop. I'll post the route in the description if you wish to check Swatara out yourself. I also have a video of the mountain biking available here as well. Check that out and make a weekend trip out of it. We'll see you out there.